in conversation with Shri Anil Swarup ji, the Honorable Secretary School Education, Ministry of MHRD, Government of India. Hearty welcome to you, sir, to Chandigarh, to ITFT Finishing School over here.
Thank you.
In conversation, what we had earlier, we were more focusing on teachers and youth. Two things which emerge and which becomes very prominent with the school education. In 11th and 12th class, you have got vocationals. Like children can take hospitality, they can take retail, they can take tourism, they can take other subjects. We personally feel that a lot of children can be strategically, scientifically, innovatively and strategically can be channelized in a more pragmatic way if they come for these vocationals, which ultimately may lead to their career and their future growth path and whatsoever can be done. We were finding, sir, that we do not have much of such vocational teachers training programs. Is there any emphasis being given on that or anything being thought on that?
I totally agree with you in the context of the importance that needs to be attached to vocational training. Because ultimately, the whole purpose of putting the child through this process is to see that he gets employment somewhere. And if he doesn't get employment somewhere, there's a lot of frustration that comes into.
Yes.
We're talking about demographic dividend. It could become a demographic disaster if we don't channelize this energy appropriately. And hence it is important to focus on vocational training. I'm glad that this has now become a part of formal curriculum. Earlier it wasn't. Now it is a part of a formal curriculum. And I'm hopeful that this will take off because the equivalence, etc. has been given to the curriculum and the lessons that are imparted in these classes 11 and 12. The problem, what I see is that traditionally in this country, what is done with hand is not treated at par with what is done with mind.
Okay.
That's the traditional problem that we have.
Okay.
We have psychologically somehow come to believe that vocational training is not actually at par with intellectual training. It's not treated as intellectual. We have to break that barrier. And this barrier can be broken if it becomes clearly conveyed that post-vocational training, the child will move towards employment.
And they make a career path towards that.
Yeah, there would be a career path available to them.
Yes.
Once that happens, then people will start believing in that. It's happening, but ever so gradually. So my hope is that we are able to establish that vocational training is equal, if not more important, than usual classes that we have. Government is laying a lot of emphasis on that. There's a lot of emphasis on skill development and vocational training both. And I'm hopeful that that will ultimately bear fruit. The second problem that I see with vocational training is that the training is not demand-based, it is supply-based.
Yes.
If we don't assess the requirement of skills and we skill an individual in a vocation where there is no demand, then he will get trained and not get employment.
Absolutely.
So I think the focus now has to shift to demand side management rather than supply side.
Wonderful, wonderful. And our chamber had been working very closely onto the vocationals because we are dealing with the services sector. There are 52 sectors on the segments of the services sector which we have taken. And we were very happy to note that your school education has almost taken about 35 or 37 such segments which are going on at present.
Yes.
Could we partner somewhere where we can help, particularly for your teachers? Those are giving these vocational courses to these students. If we could help in that process somewhere.
Certainly, we have associated some organization to help us in imparting training to these teachers.
Okay.
And the more the merrier actually. And an organization like yours can be of very immense help. More importantly, as I mentioned earlier, the focus would then be on what is required in this economy rather than what we supply. And an institution like yours would be able to guide us into determining what is the actual requirement. From our side, we basically are focusing on training, but training for what? For a particular vocation for which there is a demand.
Yes.
And any industrial organization or a service organization which is into it would be in a better position to guide us to which of the vocations are in demand in the economy.
Thank you, sir. Secondly, let's come to the counseling part, because you have got wonderful programs in the school education. You have got various teachers empowerments program. you've got NCRD, you've got NCET, you have got some other capsule programs which goes on from time to time for these teachers, so that when they are in service they can upskill themselves. Is there any special program or is there any special package that every school should have a counselor who is skilled, equipped and enhanced with the time as the market grows and as the demand grows?
You know, it may not be viable for creating a post of counselor in every school.
Okay.
But what can really be done is, we can pick up a teacher or two from each school and train them to become counselors. Give them an additional training to become counselors. To me and to us, counseling is extremely, extremely important. I mean, the child or the teacher who gets counseled, at least he knows the appropriate direction where he should move. He's then given what is to his liking, and counseling helps him to discover what is the best way that he can evolve as an individual. And to, again, as I said, to our understanding, counseling is extremely, extremely important. Only thing is, instead of having a teacher in every school as a counselor, we can certainly train teachers to become counselors. Some headway has been made in this regard, but I think a lot needs to be done in this.
You were giving a wonderful package or a program that for the national integration, particularly your school department is doing a lot, that there is a batch or there is a group being brought from Jammu and Kashmir, they have come to the Independence Day witnessing, and similar way you will be sending some people from the mainland, they will be going up to Jammu and Kashmir and all that. Would you like to build some more packages and programs of this kind for other parts as well?
We've started with Jammu and Kashmir only a couple of months ago.
Okay.
And to us, we are using education as a tool for mainstreaming children in Kashmir. And there has been problem there for a while. And it is our considered view that education can be used as a tool. And as a part of that entire package, we are looking at around 10,000 children to be exchanged between Jammu and Kashmir and the rest of the country. They'll visit here, and children from here will go there for 8-10 days, understand their cultural ethos, make friends with those people, engage with them. In my understanding, engagement is the key to solving the problems of Kashmir. If you can engage with them, if you can communicate with them, I think most of our problems will get sorted out.
Excellent, sir. Par excellence. I mean, so what a wonderful initiative and what a wonderful program by your department. Whenever we have come across, we always found something. Let's give the final message one to the youth of this particular country. Something from your side.
The future depends on you. I'm sure you will not let us down.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.